Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am doing an exciting review for the brand Rare Beauty. Yes, another video about Rare Beauty. Aren't you lucky? I'm a bit late in the game. I was taking care of my baby, my newborn. She's 8 weeks old now, and I just missed completely that launch. Like, I didn't hear much about it. I was a bit disconnected, but here I am, and I'm going to review this brand not because it's Selena Gomez brand. I'm just going to review this as a makeup brand, a new launch, and something, you know, to get excited about or not. So I'm going to create this look. I'm going to apply everything. It's not the first time I'm using most of the products, so I can give you a feedback already. I filmed actually a check-in earlier today, and then I took off everything and reapply most of the products, plus other stuff I actually got today, a few extra products, and we're gonna see how it goes. I do some comparison swatches with other foundations in my collection as well as for other concealers, so hopefully that will be something helpful for you as well if you're like near my shade. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing, and if you do so, don't forget to click on the little bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new uploads. And you can also follow me on Instagram. And without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I just washed my face, and I'm going to use as a serum my Clarins Double Serum. Really like that one, and I know it performs really well under makeup. I like to apply that serum under my eyes too. I think it works really well. No fuss here. And because this is super hydrating, and then I'm going to use her primer that is also hydrating. I'm not going to use a face cream. Probably this winter I will get my face cream, my base, like before the primer, but well, I wore this once, to be honest, this morning, and it's gorgeous. So I got the mini size. She has two sizes. She has a full size and a mini size, and I believe I paid 18 Canadian dollars for the mini size, and I think is it 36 or $34 for the full size. But you know, I have so many products, I find it nice to have the chance to try out that product. And spoiler alert, I find it amazing for my dry skin. I find it beautiful. So you get 15 ml in this, and so that's the Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. Very cute name. That's a weightless universal gel primer enriched with ultra-fine pearls for a lit from within glow. And what I love about this formula is you can't feel any glitters, you don't have any powdery, chunky patches. It really melts onto your skin but leaves that beautiful luminosity. So that's the packaging for the mini version. Really cute. This is like a frosted plastic. I really like the color. Yes, it reminds me a bit of the Fenty Beauty. Sure, I heard that online, so I'm just going to show you the Fenty Beauty. Fenty is glass. There's a bit of the same vibe here. Yes, she got really original with the rest of the packaging, I think. So it's also because that soft pink is really trendy. You know, it's just branding overall. Like they do what they think will please us, so I don't mind it. So this morning I just applied one pump, and that was enough. One full pump. This is how it looks like. A little bit of pearlescence. Here, I'm gonna show you on my hand very quickly. And what I like about this too is like there's no white cast at all, so it will be good for every skin tone. Very inclusive brand as well here. Looks beautiful when I rub it. It's a glass. Yeah, it's very inclusive. There are 48 shades of foundation, I believe. Really nice for a first launch. And there's no scent, which is really nice if you're sensitive to fragrance. But look at that glow. I just love that, and like I will wear that. I'll probably get the full size during the sales. Because this is beautiful, and I will happily wear this by itself on days I'm not wearing makeup, maybe just a bit of concealer, but love the formula. For foundation, I picked the shade 250W, which is, well, a warm shade, W for warm. I could have picked up a neutral shade. When you go in store, I'll try to insert a footage here. It's actually really nice because obviously, well, you can't test on your skin, but they have a little plexiglass and they can swatch the shades for you and try to, you know, they do their best like to match you properly. So I find it really helpful. What I would have done, I should have done, and I will recommend, is like you bring your foundation, like your perfect match, you bring it and you can swatch it on that plexiglass. It will be really helpful to compare those swatches. At least you're gonna be sure that you'll get your best match. So this one matches me pretty well right now. I don't know how it's gonna be like during this winter. It will probably be too warm. Selena Gomez, I don't know much about her, to be honest. I heard she has lupus and basically it gave her arthritis, de l'arthrose in French. Selena Gomez, elle a de l'arthrose. So she really paid attention to the packaging and make sure that it will be easy to open in case you suffer from this condition, among other ones. So I find it great. I think it's really unique, and that the packaging that we are going to see a bit later, although I'm pretty sure you saw it all over internet already, I find it pretty special. And so in store, they had an event going on, and so I got some samples with my purchase of the foundation and the concealer. Plus I have also, I think, the blush and the highlighter, like some blushes, and I think these are the two shades that are sold out. Joy and Bliss, yes, they're sold out. I tried to get them, but we're gonna try 2 other shades, so don't worry. Plus, you can create your rare beauty routine, like with Selena's face here, and you can basically color with whatever shade you got or you're thinking you'd like to get. So I find it like super cute, super cute. They did a great marketing job here. Very nice. I also got the Liquid Touch foundation brush, and this is a cruelty-free foundation brush packed with soft silky bristles that build, blend, and buff. So that's the box. This is how the brush looks like, brand new. I could have washed it, but whatever. That's okay. And this is supposed to mimic your fingertip, I think, the touch of your fingertip. So yeah, I like dense brushes like this for my foundation, so we're gonna try that. This is the foundation in the shade 250W. So you have to shake well because there's a little ball. And if you don't, well, I feel like because it's kind of a serum foundation type, maybe the pigment would not mix as well. So really, really shake it. And a lot of people were complaining about the applicator, and you know, it's true. At first you will think that, but then when you think about it, and I read many comments, and yes, fair point. When you apply your concealer, you apply it with the doe foot applicator. When you apply your lip gloss, liquid lipstick, like it's with a doe foot applicator, well, with an applicator, and like the mouth is actually the worst for bacteria, and nobody really complains about it. So I really don't mind that it's an applicator like this. I kind of like it actually. So that is a big doe foot applicator right there. And so I'm gonna do some dots there. And I hear my baby starting to fuss a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go check on her in a minute, I think. Alright, let's do this. Feels very nice, very thin formula. So yeah, it looks quite warm right now on my skin, but actually when you blend it, it blends really nicely onto my skin. I'm gonna do my makeup with my baby in my arms for a bit. I really like the brush. I think it feels really nice. It applies the foundation and blends the foundation really, really nicely. And is the daylight a tiny bit strong on the side? Probably. Well, you'll get the best of both worlds. Daylight and my easel light. Okay, so that is a 1 layer. Hopefully I did a good job because can't really look right now. I'm gonna zoom you in. So that's one layer. Looks super natural. You can still see my freckles, everything. Let's add a tiny bit more. So let's open this with one hand. Great. In my wear test, you will see a check-in 8 hours later, like how it wore. I think I only did one layer this morning. Let's do two this afternoon. Why not? Why not? So yeah, it's gonna be a bit too warm for me for this winter. But right now it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm a warm neutral. But it's very, very luminous. I'm gonna bring it down a tiny bit. It emphasizes a tiny bit the dryness on my nose, but I think it's me. I just need to exfoliate because my foundation the other day did the same. Finish on the ears, why not? For me, that's the perfect everyday type of coverage. Alright, baby's sleeping behind me, so hopefully she's not gonna wake up. So here are 2 layers of foundation. So you definitely get a bit more coverage, tiny bit warm, but then I'm gonna apply my concealer, which is a neutral shade, I believe. Yes, so it's going to even out everything. But so far, yeah, I really like the finish. I might have to exfoliate a tiny bit on my nose, but yeah, I really like the finish. Really natural. Like for a no makeup day, you know, an everyday makeup day for me, if I have time. I really, really like it. Okay, for the concealer, I got the shade 230N, and I really like the little cap here. Once again, very easy to open. Super cute packaging, and you get 7.5 ml. And I usually like my concealer to be a bit more brightening, a bit correcting too, and so that's why I didn't pick up the shade 250W. But when you look at the range and when you compare, let's say, the 250W concealer and the 250W foundation, the concealer would be lighter than the foundation, so I think that was well thought. But still, for me, I like something even more brightening, and I was also thinking about this winter, so I got the shade 230N, and that's a nice applicator here, a little bit flat on this side, so you can get into the corners really nicely. See, that's very nice here. And I like to finish on my lid. I'm gonna turn it, and I'm gonna do a tiny bit of that center right here, here, a bit of my hyperpigmentation here that is still showing, chin, and a little bit here. And I'm actually going to use the same brush and then maybe finish with a sponge. And I find that everything blends like super easily onto the skin. And I'm just gonna use, it's a big sponge here, a Real Technique sponge, but whatever, it's clean. And you can layer on if you want more coverage too, we might do that. This morning I only did one layer, and you'll see that later on in the check-in. Covered a little bit that hyperpigmentation here. I think it looks really nice, and I like that it's kind of like glowy still, and I don't find it creases, so that's very nice. So let's see how it builds up. Just gonna add a tiny bit here. So yeah, I'm not talking about all the PR thing because I imagine you heard a lot already. But I like her investment in the brand, and I think there's 1% of the sales that are gonna go to a charity or like for a mental health association, which I find incredible. I think that's very, it's a great idea and very honorable. Two layers. I think it's beautiful. I really like the concealer. And you'll see in the check-in, it's not if you don't set it, it doesn't last very long. So maybe I'll set it this time. But this morning I did not. Look at that. I think it's super pretty. The skin looks really, really good, really healthy and natural. So for the lip balm, I got the shade Praise. It's called the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm. I like that the boxes are different colors, like just to show you which shade you got. I wish they did that on the actual packaging. Like here it lays flat, so I think it's great for like Instagram photos. You know, maybe they thought of that, I'm not sure. Magnetic. It's nice. And this is the shade Praise. Ooh, very pigmented right off the bat. Smells like vanilla cupcake. What did I think of the shade? It's okay, not my favorite to be honest. Maybe it's a tiny bit peachy. Well, we'll see with the finished look. Although I'm gonna wear the lip souffle. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little hole that appeared. Do you see that little hole here? Interesting, a little air bubble. Not sure. So I'm gonna do my bronzer really quickly. I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty in the shade Macchiato, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm gonna try for the first time the Brow Harmony pencil and gel in the shade Cool Brown. Really nice packaging. I think it looks really cute. So on one side you get the actual pencil, then on the other side, oh, you twist and you have a little brush with a tinted gel. And I haven't set with powder, maybe I should. It's like a triangular tip, almost like a little tear shape. Retract that a little bit. It's nice that it retracts too. The only complaint, I think everybody talked about it, is like it doesn't come with its own spoolie. And I heard it's very, very pigmented. So it's nice to be able to blend. I'm going to use the pointy side to do something a bit more precise. Well, if you can stay pointy, that's nice. But I suspect because it's quite rich, it's not going to stay pointy for long. Yeah. See here, I was able to do something quite precise in the front, but yeah, that's not gonna last. You really have to go light-handed. The color is really good though. Yeah, and I'm just using a light hand all over it. We're gonna say it's even-ish. What do you think of laminating your brows? Have you done it? Well, I like my brows right now. I like the way it looks. You just have to take the time. And then let's apply the gel. I like the brush, it grabs on the hair very nicely. Let's get a feathery eyebrow. Voila. Apply too much. No. Here, let's take my clear spoolie here. Well, that's gonna be some bulky brows here. I'm gonna let it dry and see if I can actually fix it. Well, that is some bulky eyebrows here. You know what? I actually like it. It's not something I do very often, but you have to be careful. And if you can control the amount of gel you get on your brush, I feel like the little ring inside that controls, you know, the amount of product that before you actually release the brush from the tube, it could be a tad smaller, you know, so it will grab a bit more product and you won't have a like little incident. Otherwise, yeah, I would recommend to just have a spoolie with you and work very slowly. I don't know, it might dry later on, maybe, but yeah, but I like it. I think, well, they're bushy, but they're, and I have quite a bit of eyebrows already, but it definitely adds some texture, color. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play a bit more with it and getting used to it. But yeah, no, it's not so bad. Like the reviews I heard, they were kind of negative. Okay, and I just powdered a tiny bit with my Pat McGrath Labs under eye powder on my eyelids, under my eyes, a tiny bit on the sides here. What's next? Oh, we're gonna play with an highlighter. So for this, I actually got samples too. So I bought the shade Transcend, and actually here they gave me samples of the Blush and Glow. The Joy and Bliss shades are sold out everywhere, online and every store is like gone. They actually gave a Transcend shade here to try, and the shade Flaunt, which is more like a golden one. But I've used Transcend and I really like it. Like I could have used something a bit lighter too, but so far right now, like I find it beautiful. What I do is like I apply like little dots here. Let's do one side first. Actually, that's the applicator, nice and big, and you get a lot of product here. Anyway, I'm gonna blend this before it sets because it sets fast, so you have to be careful with that. So I'm starting with my finger here. But I find it like really pretty, that formula. I heard like mixed reviews for this, but I think if you want it intense, it depends on what tool you're using. Here with a sponge, all of a sudden, like it's way more muted. If I use a brush or my fingers only, like it stays more beaming, I would say. But that's the color Transcend. It's nice, like rose gold, peachy rose gold. See, I have a feeling it stays a bit more glossy on that side, so I'm just gonna add a bit more here. Okay, my camera overheated very quickly. I decided to blend a bit more of the lip balm, and I prefer it like this. It's a bit more diffused. I like it now. I like it better. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of highlighter here, here. And actually, if you want it to be a bit more beaming, like a dual fiber brush, I think is the way to go. You can go with the finger first here. That shade could seem a bit dark, but it's nice because it's actually not looking too artificial, you know, for the glow. Yeah, I could have gotten a lighter shade. We'll see this winter. Alright, and whatever is left on the brush. This is Morphe M404, just in case you're curious. But no, I really like the glow. I really like the formula. Okay, so I got two blushes. I got a matte one and a dewy one. I've been using Happy for a few days now, and I just bought this one this morning. This is the shade Love, and that's a matte one, so I'm curious to try. I really wanted the shades Joy and Bliss, but sold out. So this one is really pretty, really pigmented. I suspect this one is the same. I just love how the dewy formula gives you that beautiful glow once again, while the base is already really glowy. Yes. Okay, so that's the applicator, and it looks like a nice terracotta shade. So I'm gonna do one dot. I'm scared to to ruin what I have. The base is beautiful. Okay, one dot. Okay, you know what? It's microscopic, but I'm pretty sure that's enough. We're gonna try that first on that side. So once again, that's a shade Love, and that's matte. Okay, so that tiny dot already added a fair amount, but I probably can use a tiny bit more. This is the same dual fiber brush I used before, the Morphe M404. Can use a sponge too, but I feel like it absorbs a bit more of the product. Okay, we're gonna add a tiny bit more. Okay. Oh my. I said a tiny bit more. And then I knew it. So that tiny bit more is a lot. Oh dear. Beautiful color though. So I'm gonna zoom out. So funny. And I knew it. Okay, I'm gonna take my sponge here. Let's absorb a bit of it. Beautiful color though. Wow. Okay, that's better. I really like the color. Still with the sponge, I guess, like it got a bit more shiny again. Okay. Okay, so that's the shade Love. This is how the skin looks like. Now let's apply Happy, which I've been using a lot. Very pretty, very pigmented as well. And this one is supposed to be dewy. It looks quite pink. Okay, tiny dot. Tiny dot. It looks like a beauty spot almost. It's right there. Yeah, and here I did a good job for the amount. So really, like, be careful with that applicator. I feel like the doe food applicator could have been smaller because otherwise you apply so much. Here, that's the perfect amount. You can, of course, you can build up. I could do that for you if you want. Here, let's put a bit on the nose. But here it's perfect. It's actually the amount I want. Very pretty color as well. I feel like all of the shades. I would love to have all the shades. I would love to have the PR box. I know I'm a mini YouTuber, so it's no way, but everything so far, like, I'm liking everything, so yeah. I'm gonna zoom you out. I feel we have a bit more of Love, quantity-wise. It's funny because Love looks more dewy on that side, but I'm sure that's the lighting. Okay, let's add a tiny bit of Happy once again. Just look to apply too much. Alright, so that's Happy. And you can apply a bit of Happy on the lips too. That's pretty. Okay, very pretty. Okay, well, let's try to balance, to even things out. Okay, well, let's add a tiny bit of Happy here. That's probably too much, Joe. Maybe I'm gonna like both together. Or maybe it's gonna be really intense. It's really intense right now. Oh, shit. Love. On the other side, that is a big dot, Joe. A big dot. I'm gonna use that brush. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, here you can actually see that Love is matte. We're looking like a clown right now, I know. I like both mixed together, but here, let's even things out. Oh dear. What is nice is like you can always fix it like with your sponge. See, a little bit of Love on the lips. That's actually a really nice shade. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix that. But this is nice on the lips. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna blend everything with my sponge, and hopefully it will look sort of even. Well, we are looking really healthy. Secretly in love. That would be a beautiful name for a blush. You do not steal that. Wow, I like that. Ooh. beautiful. I like those two shades mixed together. Tiny bit intense, I know, but I like that. And on the lips too. I think it looks super pretty on the lips. Okay, I quickly reapplied a tiny bit of foundation and buffed it with my sponge. I really like the shade Love. I think it's beautiful. I prefer the Dewy formula. It's nice, and I really like the mix of those two, like on top of what was left of the lip balm. Super pretty color. I would love to have a color like that in the Lip Souffle formula. I think that would be really pretty. Or, well, we can just mix both on your lips if you have those. We're gonna do the eyes quickly. So she doesn't have any eyeshadow palettes, but she launched the Perfect Strokes Eyeliner Liquid Matte. Well, it's in the shade black. It's only one shade. I'm not usually doing eyeliner very often because my eyes are not super even. They're folding a tiny bit here, so it's always tricky for me, but we're gonna try. So that's the actual packaging. I think it's really pretty, really slick. That soft touch packaging. And I like that it's an actual brush, like it looks like a calligraphy brush. It's not like a felt tip. So let's see how I'm doing. A bit nervous. That's nice, I'm able to do something quite thin. That was pretty easy. I'm gonna touch it too much and ruin it, but so far it's been like super easy to do that liner. Wow. Can I try to even this out because my lid is bigger on that side than that side. I'm super impressed with how easy it was. Wow, really impressed. Okay, I'm gonna quickly tag line and I'll do mascara. That's the Kosas, the big clean mascara. It's new for me. Like I used it this morning and I really like it. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Alright, I really like that mascara. I'll do a beauty roundup video giving you like some, you know, final thoughts on products I recently purchased, but this is really good. I'll show you, zoom in, look at that. I like those lashes. They're nice. Okay, so that could be the final look, but I want to show you how the Lip Souffle looks like on me. I really like that lip. I think it's super pretty. It's something I could wear every day. But the skin looks really good. And okay, let's try that red lip. So they have different shades, but I got the shade Inspire, which is Selena's favorite shade, I believe, the go-to shade. It's just because I don't have a ton of red lipsticks, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that one. I would love to see more shades. Of course, I'm sure she's gonna come up with more. Really like that lip though. Click, photo. All right. So that's my natural color. I don't think I have like a stain on. So that's the packaging for the Lip Souffle Matte Lip Cream. I was really curious about the shade. Was it Bare? Like it's kind of that terracotta shade, but they're sold out as well. So I got the shade Inspire. And the applicator is actually really nice. I like the end of it because it's kind of like more precise. You can use it as almost as a lip liner. So I wore this yesterday. It lasts like a really long time, and even after eating something it was still there, and I decided to like blur it a tiny bit, whatever was left, and it leaves a beautiful stain on the lips. I really like the formula because it feels like nothing on the lips, and of course you can wear it like full on, or you can like blot it and wear it as a stain. But I think it's a very pretty red. I don't think I have anything like that in my collection. So I'm curious to try more of that formula. Maybe I'll get the dark brown or something like that. I'll see. Look at that. All right, so the look is done. They have also like a red liquid blush. It will be really pretty, I think, to complement that red lip. But I think it works out okay with that blush. I love that look. I think it's really simple. I think it's kind of like what Selena is wearing for the full like commercial. I haven't done that kind of look for a while, and I actually really like it. It's really nice. So that is the final look. What do you guys think? Did you prefer like the previous lip or this lip? I'm gonna zoom you in. And my lips are dry and chapped. It does not emphasize it. Makes my teeth look really white. And that's the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna do some comparison swatches now for the foundation, maybe for the concealer. I'll see if I have time. And I'm gonna show you a wear test 8-hour check-in at the end of the video. So if you want to see that, stay with us. That is the shade 50W, Charlotte Tilbury 6N. I should probably blend this one a tiny bit. Way more liquidy, like it feels like a serum. So yeah, warmer. Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Foundation in the shade Light Medium 10. It's more a winter shade. I don't know where the 13 went. I think I gave it to my mom maybe. So Pat McGrath Labs in the shade 10. See, it's a tiny bit more peachy maybe. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation in the shade Y365. Then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation in the shade 300C. I remember this line, it was a bit tricky, although it was cool tones, like they were actually pretty warm. So that's 300C. It's actually closer. Then I have the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 575. Classic. A lot of you may have this one. Close. Still, I think it's a tiny bit more neutral. So yeah, what I would do if I had to buy my shade now, and you know, it's I would actually go in store and pick like my shades in different foundations, you know, and do the swatch on the plexi next to whatever you think is your shade. I think that would be the best way because this foundation does not oxidize. For the concealer, once again, I got the shade 230N. Yeah, maybe I wonder if the 230N in foundation would be better for me this winter. We'll see. It's too bad when you can't get like samples in store. It's really hard. Right now I'm using the Born This Way from Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Shortbread. Oh, not much darker actually. Oh, it's actually almost lighter. Huh, 230N from Rare Beauty and Shortbread from Too Faced. You get a lot here too. It's nice. It's nice. Kosas number 03. This one looks a tiny bit more olive, but it's close. Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer, and that's L7. The Armani Power Fabric Concealer in number 2. There you go. So I hope this will help you too. If you're kind of similar shade as me, or if you have any of these at home. So far, what can I say? I love a lot of things from Rare Beauty, and I have no goal, there's no point for me to be a brown noser, you say in English, with Selena Gomez. They probably won't watch this video, to be honest, because there's like a billion online, and yeah, anyway, we'll see. If you do, great, hello, hi, I'm Joanna. The primer, I love it. My dry skin loves it. I think it's beautiful. So I don't know if you have oily skin. I don't know how it works for you. If you have oily skin and you bought this, let us know down below. It's not too shimmery. It's not, you don't have any chunky glitters or particles in it. It just looks like glass on your skin. I would love to wear that on an everyday basis, you know, just on top of my moisturizer. I'll probably purchase the full size when I'm done with this. The foundation wears beautifully. You're gonna see that in the check-in right away. It fades very evenly, and that's the word I was looking for earlier. I would likely purchase for this winter the shade 230 or 210. I'll have to go back in store and bring some of my shades, or like find them in store, you know, and compare. The concealer is very nice. It has actually a very nice coverage. I like that it still has that luminosity. I actually had to set it a tiny bit with my Pat McGrath Labs under eye powder. I know she launched a powder and blotting papers. I didn't purchase. I couldn't buy everything, guys. It's already a lot for my mama's budget. I love everything I got, so I'm super happy that, yeah, I couldn't buy. Like, I really wanted to try the mist too, but I have so many here, so I will finish what I have and maybe I will try it later on this year. But the concealer is really nice. Now it's not super long lasting. Let you know in the comments down below if it lasts a bit longer once I set, because this morning I did not set it with powder. But it's really nice, really lightweight. The blushes are amazing. I love it. I am in love with the shade Love. I think it's a beautiful terracotta shade. I think it's gonna be beautiful for this fall. It was pretty mixed with Happy. That's what I'm wearing right now. It was beautiful on the lips. Those two combined on the lips on top of the lip balm. Very nice. I tend to prefer the formula of the Dewy liquid blush, but honestly, like this was really nice too. And because it was such a dewy, shiny, you know, reflective base already, like it's not too matte, but on top of a matte foundation, yes, it will look matte probably. These are beautiful. Beautiful. We're very curious to try out more shades. I'm gonna try to wait for a sale or something, because yeah, my wallet. And then this is beautiful. The formula is fantastic. I'd like to try more shades. I would love to try the shade Bear. I think once again that's the terracotta shade, and I would like to see more colors too. But beautiful, full impact. This feels like nothing on the lips. Super pigmented. I think it's lovely, and if you want to wear it as a stain, it's gorgeous too. So yeah, really happy about that. Happily surprised with the liner. I think it worked so easily. It was so easy for me to do a wing, and once again, my eyelids are not super even. One is folding more than the other one, so I can really do something easily with a liner. But this worked great. I know a lot of people are complaining about the fact that it's leaking. Mine is not, so yeah, no, lucky me. And the packaging, it looks pretty sleek too. The foundation brush, it worked pretty great. I would say if I have like dry patches, especially on my nose, it's better if I go over with my sponge, but it's really soft. It worked great. I liked it, and I think it will work great as well, like to buff like cream bronzer maybe. So I'll try that as well. But so far, yeah, that's a nice brush. The eyebrow pencil, well, I'm gonna have to work a bit more with it and let you guys know in my beauty roundup how it goes. But honestly, so far, I think it's great. Tiny bit too pigmented, so you have to be really careful. So you lose the sharp shape of that point here, which allows you to do something a bit more feathery in the front, and if you want to mimic your, you know, hair stroke, that's the only thing. The gel, I wish like they had like in the tube a stopper that would be a bit more tighter, like to get a bit less product on the brush. Not a big deal. I will have to get used to it or wipe it, but I don't want to waste too much product, right? So we'll see. I have to practice a bit more with it, but the color was bang on. Like that cool brown was perfect for me, because I really don't like when the eyebrow pencils are too reddish. Like it doesn't look good. It's not a good look on me. So this one was perfect. Honestly, like I have I have in my collection like spoolie, so that's not a huge deal. I hope she will come with like a matte formula and a dewy formula for bronzers too in multiple shades. That would be fantastic. That's the only thing that is really missing. Well, but no, of course eyeshadows and things like that. But the bronzer, I was surprised actually that she didn't launch it at the same time. The highlighter, I really like it. I think it's a more subtle highlight. It's not gonna be your super beaming highlight, but I really like that formula. I feel like it kind of gives me the same vibe as Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder that I set with a setting spray. The shade Transcend is really nice. I think for the winter I could have something tiny bit lighter, but right now like it looks really natural. I really like it, and I think you could use it on your body as well if you wanted to. The only thing I'm not like super happy, but I think it's more like the shade, is the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm. The formula feels really nice on the lips. It's just the color. It's not for me, not really. The shade Praise, yeah, it was a tiny bit too coral. I don't know, it didn't look like that on the swatches in store. It looked a bit more pink, or like, well, this shade basically. And that's the only thing I'm like, not 100% sold on it. But otherwise, everything else, I am pleasantly surprised, and I'm impressed even. Being sold at Sephora, it is quite affordable. I like the ethic behind it, behind the brand, Selena Gomez or not. You know, I think overall I want to judge it just for what it is and not because it's like a celebrity's brand. And to me, like, that is a beautiful, beautiful launch. Looking forward to see more. And yeah, let me know if there is anything else you think that I should get. Have you tried this setting spray? Have you tried, what did I don't know what I didn't get. Like, well, other shades, obviously, of the blushes or lip products. Let me know down below, and let me know what you would like to see next. Alright, a little check-in to show you a wear test. I actually wore the foundation yesterday and this morning. So I applied it this morning at 7:30 a.m. and it's now 3 p.m. and I thought it would be a good idea before actually filming the video of the application to show you how it wore for, like, let's say, well, it's almost 8 hours now, so it's a good wear test. It's obviously something really natural looking. It's not like full coverage foundation, but I think for wearing it for 8 hours and under a mask for most of the time, it wore really beautifully. So I'm gonna zoom you in, of course, but just here from that distance you can actually see the glow. It's super nice, super glowy for me who has like a dry skin. I'm 32 years old and I'm starting to have little fine lines that bother me. I love that finish. So I'm gonna zoom you in. So obviously I was wearing my mask here, so it rubbed off most of everything, almost everything that was on my nose. And here I'm just putting the hand here so I don't have the daylight, but I think, look at that glow. It's still super glowy, and the concealer, yes, faded quite a bit, but I did not set it this morning before leaving, so I didn't use any powder this morning. I just used the foundation, well, the primer, the foundation, the blush, a cream bronzer, and the highlighter. So yeah, I think it wears beautifully. Here, can I zoom you in even closer? Here, you can't get more closer than that. So yeah, the glow is beautiful. It gives me that healthy, glowy skin. I love it. I really, really like how everything just blended together and faded very nicely, if it did, without any patches. So that is it for my wear test, and now I'm actually going to take off everything and film the application for you guys. So that was a check-in. As you can see, it worked really nicely. It was only one layer this morning, but it just worked beautifully, like in the store, like everywhere. Like I saw a mirror, I was like, man, my skin looks really good and really natural at the same time. So I really love it. I love the formula. Anyway, I hope it helps you. I hope the swatches, the comparison swatches with other foundation shades and concealer shades helped you as well. Let me know down below what you think of this brand. Are you tempted or not? Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, once again, I would love for you to join the family and, well, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. Take care, have a great one, and I will see you in the next video.